Hi, my name's Michelle, and in this video I'm going to show you how I took an outdated pair of mid-century nightstands and gave them a fresh, beautiful look. So I found these nightstands at one of our local thrift stores and they were $15 each. And what drew me to them were those gorgeous little brass feet they had at the front and the brass looking handles as well. And I thought that these cute nightstands would look amazing with a black base and a wood fronted drawer. First thing I'm gonna do is take these handles off, and then I'm gonna give them both a really good clean with some Dawn dish soap in some hot water. And I'm using Dawn because it's a degreaser, and what that does, it'll help get off any grime that's accumulated on these over the years. So the bases of these nightstands needed a little bit of love before they were ready to paint. They had some chipped veneer and places that I needed to fill in. So I used my Elmer's wood filler, and I like this one because it changes color as it dries. So it goes from pink to a light tan, and that lets me know it's ready to be sanded down. So I've got some painter's tape, and I am going to cover up these beautiful little brass toots we've got going on. Alright, so this guy had a bunch of areas that just needed to be glued down. The veneer had started to come off, so we've got quite a few sections here that are being glued down. So I'll leave these clamped overnight and it should be all good in the morning to keep working on it. So wood filler has dried, and now I'm going to sand it down, but also give these nightstands a scuff sand. And that's just a really light sand to scuff up the surface a little bit so that our paint will stick to it. I'm all set up and ready to do my first coat of paint, and I've got my Wagner 3000 spray gun. I've also got face mask, always important. And this is what I'm going to do my practice sprays on. You always want to do some practice sprays until you get your flow right. Now this coat will be a very thin coat to start with, and we'll just gradually build the coats up. Alright, let's do this. I used Fusion's mineral paint in coal black for these nightstands, and I love Fusion mineral paint because it sprays on nice and easily with my Wagner 3000 spray gun. And with Fusion mineral paint you don't need a primer, which I really like. It just takes one extra step out. So I ended up doing 2 coats of the Fusion mineral paint, and then I went in with a top coat, and I used Minwax's Polycrylic in the satin finish, and I just tinted it ever so slightly with a little bit of my leftover Fusion mineral paint in the black. And what that does, it just helps prevent any cloudiness with the clear top coat over the darker colours. Alright, so I've cleaned this drawer front, and instead of trying to sand it down, it's got a thin layer of veneer. I was able to tell from the bottom of the drawer. It's probably a little bit hard to see on camera, but I can tell that there's a thin layer of veneer before we get to the pressed board. So I will be able to take this finish off and stain the veneer. But instead of sanding it off, I'm going to try a new product that I haven't used before called QCS, Quick Clean Safe. And it's a product that strips finishes off. It is meant for more for old and antique furniture, so we'll see how well it works on these. I imagine these would probably have been made in the 1950s. So basically the idea is that I spray all across the front of this drawer, and I have to leave it for 15 minutes. So I'm going to spray the front of this really well. Alright, so it's been 15 minutes. Let's see how this is going. Ooh, some bits are coming off, but I think this would need a lot more time, especially in the middle here. And it might just be like it won't work on this particular finish. Okay, so I started using some steel wool on it, and it seems to be making a big difference in terms of my ability to get stuff off. It's still not amazing on this, I find. You can definitely see it starting to come off, which is super cool. Alright, it's getting a bit dark outside, but I wanted to give this one more go for the night before I packed it in. I got a little bit coarser, kind of steel wool, copper, not quite sure. Found it under the sink. I'm gonna give it a go and see if, ooh, that's what I like. Alright, this seems to be coming off way more now. Maybe I just needed to like scuff it up a bit and then leave it for a lot longer. I left it quite a chunk longer this last time. Not a huge chunk, like maybe 25 minutes instead of the 15. We'll see how much we can get off. Okay, so now I believe I'm just meant to wipe it down with a damp cloth to get any of the remaining residue off, and we'll see how it's looking. So I'm ready to stain the drawers. I got most of it off with the stain remover, the old finish, and then I went over them with a light sand. And today I'm going to use Minwax's gel stain in Walnut. And I'm just going to wipe it on with a bit of lint-free towel. And leave it on for 3 minutes. And then you come back and wipe it off. Sometimes I find like a, kind of like a seal forms around the top, like it goes hard on the top of your hand. That's okay, just take it off. See, so we put some of this on, we can use the wet straw. Always wear gloves when you do this because it's a bit loopy, a bit like pudding. You don't want to get it on your hands. That'll stain them for a while. Oops, I got some on the driveway. They're both done. I'm not sure if you can see on camera, but this one has taken the stain much better than this one. This one's a bit more speckled. I think that's because I didn't get all of the finish off, so it's not soaking in. We've got a bit of sunlight, so don't worry about this patch. That's just the sun. But over here, there's bits where it hasn't taken as well. I think that's because I didn't get all of the old finish off potentially. So learn from my mistakes, get all your old finish off. But overall, not too bad. I think with the top coat, they'll look good. All right, time to top coat the drawers. We're going to use polyurethane, fast drying from Minwax. It's a clear coat and it's got a gloss finish. Just a brush that I have from the dollar store. And let's do it. So you want to make sure you do thin coats. So I ended up doing, it was either 2 or 3 coats of the polyurethane just to give it a nice finish. After giving the handles a really good clean, I discovered that the finish and the color on the handles wasn't really there anymore. So I decided to give it a little bit of a refresh, and for this I used some metallic wax. And I mixed 2 colors. I mixed a bronze and a gold together, and I painted that onto the handles. It goes on as a wax and then you let it set for 24 hours and then it's basically nice and hard. So I reassembled the nightstands, reattached the handles to the drawer fronts and put them together. Just putting some feed and wax on the wooden drawer slide. So I'm doing underneath the drawers and also the wooden slide on the dresser. And basically this just makes sure the drawers will slide in and out really smoothly. And I just wanted to give you a reminder of this is what the nightstands looked like when I first got them. Now I just wanted to say, if you enjoy these kind of projects, furniture flips, making over rooms, DIY projects around the house, please consider subscribing down below to my channel. And if you're enjoying this video, just give it a like as well. And this is how they look now.